Hello, welcome to 10 at 10. My name is Michael Ramage. I'm the director of the Cyber Education Research Center here at Murray State University, and welcome back to 10 at 10, episode 134. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Grow West, the Technology Council of West Kentucky, KY Innovation, and local partner Sprocket Innovation in Paducah and the Kentucky Innovation Station in Madisonville. So I'm going to go in the Wayback Machine today in the sense that over May and June, we talked about several steps that you can take to protect your organization. And there was one last one that we didn't get to, and that's what I want to talk about today. So first, let's review those things that we were talking about. We talked about policy and passwords and security awareness training for the human factor, test and assess, backup, zero trust, endpoint security. Number 8 is the PISCES project. And the PISCES project is what I want to highlight today. And I'll talk about it and what it does. And then I'll kind of relate that back to those that may not be eligible for the PISCES project. But simply put, there needs to be someone that is always watching your network. Always watching your network. Whether you're a local government, whether you're a business, whether you're frankly a nonprofit, education, somebody always needs to be monitoring your network. And here's the simple truth. If you're not watching your network, then how do you know if you've been hacked? That's it. I mean, that's the question. You don't know if there's an intruder in your network if you're not looking. Why is it that when you're away from home, you're more concerned about somebody breaking into your house than when you're home? Because if you're at home, you know there's somebody lurking around your house. You know there's somebody looking in your windows. When you're away, unless you have cameras or home security system, you don't know that. And those security systems, those cameras are going to trigger alarms when there's an intruder so that you will know that somebody is in your network or somebody is trying to get into your network. So for a lot of companies and governments and organizations in general, they hire a managed services provider to manage their network. And then you add a layer of security to that and you get an MSSP, and they monitor for security alerts, security incidents. But that's not free. And that's the challenge, is that's not free. So how do we do that for groups that can't really afford it? Well, we have PISCES. So Murray State University back last fall became the lead university entity for the PISCES project in Kentucky. And so what that means is that basically that means we were the first school to participate, and other schools will come along across Kentucky, hopefully in the very near future. But what it means is that for those local government entities, and I'll talk about eligibility in just a second, that can't afford to hire an MSSP, which frankly, that's the goal. The goal is to you should hire somebody 24/7 to monitor your network. But for those that can't afford, and frankly, that's a lot of cities and counties across Kentucky. There's a lot that just don't have the ability to pay for that yet. Our Murray State will do it for you. Our students through classwork will do that for you. There's a few caveats. It's not 24/7 because we don't have students 24/7. It's summertime right now. We don't have a class doing PISCES right now. At Christmas, we're not going to have students. So there's certainly times that it's not going to be monitored, but we will provide some of that. And actually, there's some backup. So if we're not in class, then there's some backup so that there's still a little bit of coverage there. But we also don't see inside the packet. We only see the packet header information. So what that means is that your data that you're sending across your network, we would never be able to see inside the real data. We would only see the IP information, that header information, and the way that it's been described, and this is, I think, the best way to describe it, is that we see the envelope, but we can't see inside the envelope. So if you put a letter in the mail, we can see the name and the address and the return address and the stamp and where the post office marked it, and we can see all that information. We can't see what the letter says inside that envelope. And that's the way that Pisces works, is that we can see the header information. So we would know where that IP address originated from. So we would know that it's a foreign IP address and it has no business contacting your organization. Um, but perhaps there's a virus embedded in that packet that we wouldn't be able to see. So it's not perfect, but it is so much better than nothing. For those communities that can't afford to do that right now, then we're we can provide a service for free. This is free to local governments, um, so that they can have some security coverage. Hopefully, there's something in the header that would trigger an alert, and we would be able to identify some malicious activity. That's the goal, that's the hope, and that's what we would try to do for those local communities that want to participate. This is eligible for cities, for counties, for utilities, for 911 centers. Um, they actually expanded the coverage to also work with rural healthcare providers, small hospitals, small health centers that don't have that coverage either. The goal of this is to help those that can't help themselves, at least not yet. The secondary goal is, and maybe it is the primary goal, is to help you understand, wow, look at the value that I'm getting, and they're only looking at my packet headers. If they could actually see inside the packets, or an MSSP could see inside the packets, oh my goodness, how much more secure would we be? And that's what we hope that these uh, local government partners realize, is how important this is, and want to get on a real provider, a real security provider that's monitoring this 24/7. That's the hope. That's the goal. And oh, by the way, this is fantastic experience for our students. So this is really good experience. They're getting to actually work on real data, and so this is a great opportunity for them as well. Pisces is fantastic. If you want more information on Pisces, reach out to me. I can connect you with the Pisces folks. There's a couple of things that you have to do. They'll ask you for some questions about your network so that they can create a sensor and send it to you to capture the data. Basically, that just goes on the outside of your network. We're not inside your network, we're on the edge, and just it takes that data, it captures it, and sends it to a secure virtual environment that is stored at the uh, in the Pacific Northwest at Western Washington University at their cyber range. And our students will have a secure login that will go into that cyber range where they can create those alerts, and that data is only seen by those people that have been vetted and looked at, agreed to confidentiality components. That data is not shared publicly. You as a community partner will receive a monthly report about what we're seeing. If there's something that's really important, then uh, then you'll be reached out to immediately to address that issue. Anyway, this is a great opportunity, and so what this really is a SIEM, security incident and event manager, and these are just a couple screen captures I grabbed off online, but you can start to see trends in these types of things, and that's what we're doing. We use Elk Stack for that, but we're creating dashboards so that when there's something that looks abnormal, that it'll trigger an alert and we can investigate that and determine what's going on to help you be safe, help your community stay safe. It's really important right now. It's more important now than ever because attacks are getting creative, and we need to make sure that we have somebody looking out for our communities, and that's what our students are trying to do. With the support of the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security, we're able to bring PISCES to Kentucky, and that's something that your community should consider. And if you're not a community, you're not one of those eligible entities, then your organization should consider working with MSSP to make sure that you have that real time monitoring as well. I hope you found this interesting. We are so excited about PISCES being in Kentucky, and glad that you're able that you listened in, and hopefully you're able to participate as well. Thank you very much. And if you have questions, again, don't hesitate to let me know, and I can talk to you about the process and give you more details. Thank you very much for listening today, and I'll see you next week back here on 10 at 10. Thank you. Bye.